Hey guys, back in the homestead again. We're working on the pump house for the second day, actually be the third day. Sorry about the generator, but got to keep it going. Got to keep life moving as it is. So, if you didn't see the first video, you need to watch it. When we had originally built this pump house last year before winter, we were kind of in a rush. So we used some leftover roofing that we had to just seal it up to get us through the winter time. Well, unfortunately the roofing had screw holes in it, and I tried, well at least I thought I tried, to seal them all up with silicone, and it didn't work out that well. I ended up having leaks, and we ended up having leaks in the pump house, which is not a good thing. So we waited, got some money, I ordered some new roof for it, got the new roof for it, put it in, and now we have full sheets instead of a bunch of staggered sheets all over the place. And we got the roof on, we got it angled right so the water runs off really nice. So now I'm working on the inside of the pump house. So what I've done, and Amy will show you some pictures of what it used to look like, is we used to have our Insta-Tank on the outside of our pump house. Last year we also had a problem where we forgot to drain the Insta-Tank, and what happened? It froze, and that was it. So we had to get another one. So we got another one. This time we won't forget. So now we did all this work on the outside. We had the inside, we had a Tote inside there and everything. In the previous video you can watch that, and we had to build the emergency pump house. Now we're on to bigger and better things. Now we're actually putting the Insta-Hot inside the pump house, getting the pump house prepared to be switched over to water lines inside our tiny home. Now we do have a temporary shower out here, and we will have that probably for a couple more months, because with the pandemic going on and not being able to get anything, we cannot get our shower kit that we had ordered. So we got to wait on the shower kit. So I'm fine with that. This shower has worked for us for almost, what, a year and a half. I'm good. Year and a half. So I'm updating it a little. I'm updating it so we can still get the use out of it, but also, you know, make it a little bit more functional for us being in there. As you all know, I don't have a shop, so I don't have a place to put my tools. I was just throwing it all in the pump house, and it's just a disaster, and I'm going nuts because I can never find anything. I like to be organized when I do stuff. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I set up the Insta-Tank, the water lines I ran, all that, the stuff I did out at the well. I had to do some work out at the well too to get this all to fix together. And I tested it out. Well, when I tested it out yesterday, or last night should I say, it was almost dark. So I had some leaks on the well, the line run out of the well that's underground that runs to the pump house. I also had some leaks in the pump house. So I took care of those leaks in the pump house. It's really simple stuff. There's nothing major there. It was more that, you know, I need to tighten something up, or, you know, a filter. I have a water filter put in there. That's only one stage, and then I'm going to get a 3-stage water filter past that. But the 1-stage water filters catch a lot of the heavy stuff and that you get sometimes, but it's pretty clean now. I looked at it, and I'll show you guys here. You get to see it in a minute. But so at that point, guys, we're going to get back to this. I want to show you what I've did so you kind of get an idea. Point, guys, let's get to work. All right, guys, so we're in the pump house now. It's a little quieter. Generator's on the outside. So this is our 1/2-inch line that runs to our shower head. Down below there is where we have our filter that comes in from our main water line from our well. It goes into a 3/4 line. The 3/4 line jots up and goes into the hot water tank. Insta-Hot tank is mounted here. I've got it. I'm insulating this stuff. Yes, we will be insulating the pipe that the filter's on. We'll insulate outside and inside. I'll get to show you a neat little trick with that. And then we're insulating this also with this. It's an insulator. You pop it on there, boom, done. Now, most of this pump house will be insulated. This part will not be insulated. I want to be able to get to this immediately if something happens, so we know that we're okay. All right, so we got that insulated. I'll insulate the 3/4 line all the way through, so that's done. And I will wrap that with some insulation on the inside. So we've got our Insta-Hot tank. It's all set up. We tested it out yesterday, and let me tell you, I screwed up. I'll explain to you how I screwed up, okay? So originally when I first installed this, I reduced the 3/4 down to 1/2 inch, which cut my water flow down. I should have known better than to do that, but I did it. Well, we were having problems with adjusting our temperature on our hot water tank. Right here are the adjustments. There's your cold, there's your hot, and that's your displacement that you normally have on a valve of the shower of your hot and cold. So we really couldn't understand why we weren't getting a whole lot of water, hot water out of this, and why it wasn't working efficiently. Well, because the person who installed it outside wasn't thinking and realized, holy cow, I really screwed up. So 3/4 line is your inlet. Now they make this, the line that goes in there, they make that so it's pretty much 3/4 standard pipe, but they're thinking that maybe the adapter they gave me originally for this was for a hose. So I think what they were thinking is maybe a 5/8 hose would go in, it would reduce it down to 3/4, the 3/4 would heat, which would cut down to the 1/2 inch, the 1/2 inch would cut down to 3/4. Water flow wise, that way you'd have instant hot water the whole time. Understood, got it, good, it's fixed, it's done, and we got that covered. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you know, aren't you worried about carbon dioxide? Yes, we are worried about carbon dioxide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place a carbon dioxide sensor inside here, so when we're taking a shower, if that goes off, we know it's allowing it in. Now they say that you can use these in well ventilated areas, and this is pretty well ventilated in here. It's not a really tight space. So we're going to try this out. Now they say you can do this. We're going to find out if we can do it or not, and we'll tell you the results of what we do. Now always remember, when you're burning something, as long as that flame in there is burning blue, you're good. It's not releasing a lot of carbon dioxide. If that flame is burning yellow, then you're getting the carbon dioxide. So just remember that when you're playing with this. This is a gas land. It's worked really well for us. We've had this now for 1.5 years, and look, it's still like brand new. Of course, it was under an overhang, and I do take care of everything I get. I wipe it down all the time. I mean, if I'm out just piddling around, I'll grab a rag and I'll just wipe the whole thing down, just keep it clean and nice and neat. It does have a temp gauge on the front of it right here. That temp gauge will tell you what you're at. If you're at 125, 130, 135, 70, 60. We actually got this at the highest point we've ever had this tank to 135 degree water. That was awesome. So we know this is working perfectly now. We have a lot less problems, and our hot water and our pressure is unbelievable on this thing. Now, from the well to here, I am only running it a 1/4 way open on the ball valve because there is about 60 pounds of pressure. I tried to do some research on this to find out the pressure ratings and stuff. I really couldn't get an exact pressure rating. I even tried calling the company and nobody answers the phone there, so I kind of bypassed that and said, well, we'll play with it and we'll get it to about, so 1/4 turn on the ball valve outside. That releases the water in here. That's enough to run this, gets us to 135. We got plenty of pressure. I actually got more pressure in my shower now than we did at the last place we lived. So it's worked out good. We keep our propane tank in here. It'll be fine. We only turn it on when we're using it. We shut it off when we're not using it. Now our propane tank that's down there, that propane tank will last us 7 months with this. The last one was 7.5. But 7 months we'll get out of a full propane tank. Again, that propane tank that I had on the outside was one that I got from one of the big box stores. And believe it or not, they're only 3/4 of the way filled when you buy them from the big box store. You actually get them filled when you go to a place like Tractor Supply or another place that fills propane tanks. You actually get a full tank. So actually, my math could be very wrong. We could get 9 to 12 months out of that one tank for taking showers, doing dishes. So, because it only runs when it needs to run. All right, guys, so I want to get the shower put together here, and I'll give you guys kind of an idea of what I'm doing with the shower. So, we got another project coming this spring that we're going to use this for, because I plan on having that shower done inside the tiny home as soon as everything comes in. Everything's back order, back order, back order. All you know this, you're all probably trying to do the same thing. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the panels that we're going to use for one of the projects, and I'm only going to put screws in the tops and the bottoms. That's all I'm gonna put the screws in to hold this up. Now when I push this up against here, I get placed in there right. I'm gonna screw in right here on these bevels, and I'll just put them on real close to the top of the roof. I'll get this all sealed. We will have a wall right here. I'm gonna build a wall. This area here is where I'm gonna put a lot of my tools for my workbench. So when I walk in, I need a tool. The tools are all sitting right here. So I'm gonna build this in too. This I put in here. This is not framed in yet. I got a bottom one in it. I haven't framed it, so I'm gonna do all that too. Okay, we wanna enclose the shower. You guys can get to see. You get to see it's a pretty decent sized shower. So we'll get this screwed together, get it done. It'll work for us. It'll keep the water off the wall from going down and rotting 2x4s. And believe it or not, we use the Zip System 30-year structural 7/16 for our floor in here. And let me tell you, I've done this in 2 things so far, and I have nothing bad to say about it. It isn't even really made for what I'm using it for. So let me tell you guys this, right? So, long story short, we were building our chicken coop. You can catch a video up here, down there, wherever Amy wants to put it. The build of our chicken coop. I use this stuff in my chicken coop, okay? The reason why I wanted to use this is because I wanted a barrier. I didn't want to have to put a floor in it. I didn't want to have to paint it. Didn't want to have to do anything. I use this stuff. That chicken coop now has been there for 2.5 years, and this stuff on the floor of the chicken coop is like it's never been touched. Nothing sinks into it. It doesn't soak up anything. It's great. So a lot of you people out there are having problems with smells and your chicken coop stinks. There's 2 things. 1, you're either not cleaning it enough, or 2, you need to put something that's not soaking into the floor. I notice a lot of people just throw plywood down. That plywood's just gonna soak in that stuff from them chickens. You're gonna have problems. So we use it in here. Let me tell you, after 1.5 years of this being in here, I couldn't ask for more. This stuff is awesome. It's worked really well for the pump house. We've had some water leaks from the roof up here that has went down. Never heard it. Never. It's strong as strong can get. I mean, you can't go wrong with this stuff. So yeah, if you want to know what I use, that's what I use. I use the Zip floor for the walls, and the roofs that they use, I use for my floor. It works great. So, all right guys, well, enough babbling around. I got work to do. I gotta get a wall built.